Hello class 7. So we meet again for another bio class, and already in the first lesson, first part, we have done the tissue. We started off with the chapter tissue. So you have done most of the part of the plant tissue. I hope you have gone through it, and because there was no comment, so I take it for granted that you have understood that much. So we have done in the plant tissue, basically we did what is a plant tissue. We have done the types of the plant tissue, the basic one, the meristematic tissue. Then we switched over to the permanent tissue. From the permanent tissue, we did the simple and the complex. Now we have done till simple permanent tissue, the parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Hope you have learned all the names, right? So today we start the last part of the plant tissue, that is the complex permanent tissue. So we start from here today. Complex permanent tissue, right? Now, simple permanent tissue, as you have learned, that the simple permanent tissue, all the cells that are making the tissue are of the same structure, and obviously because it's a tissue, so same function. From the name only, complex permanent tissue, now you can understand that the cells are not of the same type. Structurally, they are same. But because together they are making the tissue, functionally they'll be the same. So what are the two types of the cells that make the complex permanent tissue are, one is xylem, the other one is called the phloem. Now both xylem and phloem together make complex permanent tissue. And the complex permanent tissue, the main function is transportation or conduction. That's why they are also called the conducting tissue. Now conduction of what? What do they conduct? What do they transport? Now the two types of the tissues that they have, xylem, they conduct water and minerals. And from the sign only you can understand upwards. Now, you know roots absorb the water. And from the roots, it will go to the stem. From the stem, it will be taken upward to the leaves. Why? Why do they need water? Because with the water and minerals, what do the plants do? What do the leaves do? They prepare food for the plant. So that water in the leaves is brought up from the roots to the leaves, brought up by which tissue? Xylem. And phloem, conducts the prepared food. So you can see the function is same, transportation or conduction. These cells, the tissue, upward conduction of water and minerals, and phloem, upward and downward. You can see the arrow mark both ways. Conduction of the prepared food that is prepared in the leaves, that is conducted throughout the plant body through this phloem tissue. That's the function. Now let's take the structure. Now the xylem, basically, they are made out of tracheids and vessels. The main two types of the cells that make the xylem, that is the tracheids and the vessels. There are perforations, small, tiny holes, and through these only the water will be transported upwards. So other than these two, there are also xylem, parenchyma and xylem fiber. Fiber, you know, fiber gives the strength, and parenchyma makes the bulk of the plant body. So basically there are 4 types of the cells present in the xylem tissue. What are they? Trachea, vessel, parenchyma and fiber. Learn the spellings and the names. These are the main 2 parts through which the water will be conducted upwards or transported upwards. But the most interesting thing about xylem is this is the cells are all dead. By the time they mature, they lose that protoplasm, it dries up, and they are the dead cells. Though they are dead, but they are still needed. Through them the function goes on. And now let's take the phloem one. Phloem is this is called the sieve tube, and this is called the companion cell. Companion cell. So phloem, this is one sieve tube. Now sieve tube is the cell through which transportation takes place, but it doesn't have the nucleus. But along with it, its friend associated with it, together they stay together, form together. This is called the companion cell, which has got the nucleus. These are the 2 main cells of the phloem. Also phloem has phloem parenchyma, just like xylem, and phloem also have the fiber. So parenchyma and fiber are present in both the tissues, the xylem and the phloem, in both the cells. But the difference is xylem is dead, whereas phloem is living. All the cells that make the phloem, they are all living, but the cells which make the xylem, it's dead. So that is the complex permanent tissue of the plant. What is the complex permanent tissue? The tissue which is known as the conducting tissue or transporting tissue, which is the function is transportation of water, minerals, food, everything. So this tissue function is same, that is transportation, but the cells are different, xylem and phloem. That's why it is the complex. Xylem is the dead cells, phloem the living cells. Xylem upward transportation of water and minerals, phloem upward and downward, both ways transportation and conduction of the prepared food throughout the plant body. And the xylem, the individual parts are the tracheae and vessels, along with parenchyma and fiber, phloem, sieve tube and companion cell, along with the phloem, parenchyma and fiber. That much is needed for you. Later, much more about them we'll study in the higher classes. So that completes your plant tissue. So just quickly, all the names. Let's have a quiz. The tissue that makes the main part of the plant body, what is that? Yes, parenchyma. The one which gives the flexibility, which supports and gives flexibility, collenchyma. The dead permanent tissue, the dead simple permanent tissue, that will be the sclerenchyma. Name of the cells of the conducting tissue, xylem and phloem. What is the function? Conduction. What is the difference? This is dead, phloem is living. Only upward conduction, this is both ways conduction of food. That's the basic classification, name, structure and function of the plant tissue. Right? So now next we will start the animal tissue. This much is for the plant tissue, and now we'll go to the animal tissue. We'll start the introductory part of the animal tissue now. Now obviously, as you know, a lifestyle of animals are very different from the lifestyle of the plants. The cells are different from each other. Obviously, the tissues will also be different. So depending upon the structure and function of the animal body, the animal tissues are also classified basically into 4 main groups. What are the 4 main groups? 1, epithelial, muscular, connective, and nervous tissue. We'll try to do some today in this class. Now, animal tissue, animal cell, you remember the diagram that we did with all the cell organelles. So that is clear to you. Now, all the cells together, we have already learned that all the cells together, they make the tissue. Tissues will make the organs will make a particular system of the body, and all the systems together will make one individual. So now what are the tissues, animal tissues, which part of the body according to the function, what type of cells they do the function, the structure, everything we are going to study in this part. So let's take the first one, epithelial. Epi means outer. So that means epithelial tissue will be that type of a tissue which will make the covering of any particular organ or any particular structure. Like if you see ourselves, when you're seeing ourselves in the mirror, the skin, the outermost, so it will belong to the which type of the tissue? Epithelial. That means any particular organ. Now inside the body we have got different organs. Suppose you take for stomach. Stomach is a bag-like structure. It has got outer covering as well as it has got the inner covering. Now both the coverings will be made out of the epithelial tissue. So from the name only we can make out that epithelial tissue is the tissue which is made out of those cells which make the covering of any organ or any particular structure, and also obviously if it's covering it, obviously it will be protective also. So 2 main functions. One is the making the covering of the part and also being protective in nature. According to the different parts, epithelial tissue again are of different types. What are they? This is called squamous. Squamous epithelial. Basically, according to the structure, 3 types: squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. The meaning of the word squamous, it means flat and straight, single-lined. So the tissue, the cells, the tissue in which the cells are all flat and make a surface-like structure, just like you see the roads. Tiles are kept on the roads. Same way, like the floor of your room. Same way, where the cells are flat, single layer flat cells without any intercellular space make a flat thin layer surface of any part of the body. That is called the squamous epithelium. Now the same squamous epithelium, this is called simple. But same squamous epithelium, when it is in many layers in certain parts of the body, they are found not only single layered but they are many layered. Like this. This is called stratified. Stratified. So simple squamous epithelial, and stratified squamous epithelium. You have to be a little careful with your spellings. Learn the spellings and try to pronounce the words properly, then you will remember. So squamous is the part of the epithelial tissue which makes the covering of any particular organ or the body of the animal, and it can be of two types, either simple means single layer flat cells, and stratified multi-layered, like skin. It's multi-layered. It's not thin like single-layered, multi-layered for protection also in certain parts. So that is multi-layered is called the stratified, single-layered is called simple. Clear? From the name only, cuboidal. What will be the shape? Obviously like a cube. Like this, cuboidal. So each one is like a cube. Each cell is shape of the cube. It's functionally they are all same, but only according to the shape and the structure, the scientists have given them the different name. It's nothing difficult. It's very simple topic this is. So cuboidal is the like a shape, like the internal parts of certain organs, like you can say the inner tube, all the tube-like structures inside the body, inside the kidney tubules, or in the voice tract that we have got, inside that is filled up with made up of the cells which make the cuboidal. Columnar, what can be the shape? Right? Like a elongated. Like inside the intestine, the layer where columnar cells are present, that is elongated tissue is present. So just according to the shape, it can be flat squamous, cube shape cuboidal, column shape, this is elongated shape columnar, same columnar, sometimes they have little bit of hair-like structure. Then it becomes ciliated. Without this, it is columnar, and with this, it will be ciliated. Like inside the lining of the nose, you know we have got very fine hair, ciliated. So this is ciliated, and without this is columnar. Sometimes the same epithelial tissue inside the stomach, they secrete certain hormone. Then according to the function, they are called the glandular epithelium. So we'll stop here today with only epithelial tissue. In the next class we'll do the rest. So what is the animal tissue? Just learn the names: epithelial, muscular, connective, nervous, and we have done the epithelial tissue. Squamous epithelium, simple, stratified, cuboidal, ciliated, columnar, and glandular. Right? That's all for today. Next when we meet.